Hey everyone, it's Alex here, and I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to show you how to stand develop some film. And the reason I'm doing this is just to show you how easy stand developing can be and how little is involved with the actual development process. I went out to Joshua Tree today. It's a national park here in California. Took my trusty Yashica mat with me, and I took a roll of HP5. Actually, I took a couple rolls of these. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to develop this roll using some 8-oxadenol, which is pretty much the same as Rodinal. Rodinal is not sold anymore, but there are companies out there that still sell the same formula developer. I'm going to use this. This is a little child's medicine dropper, and this is going to allow me to put 5 milliliters of developer into my straight up water over here. I'm only going to have one roll in this, and the reason why is for me to get the dilution I want, which is 1 to 100, I need to put 5 milliliters into 500 milliliters of water. So let's get that done. And what I'm going to do is, this is going to go into the developing tank, and I'm going to do 2 inversions, and then I'm going to let it sit for half an hour. So actually this is semi-stand developing, if you want to call it that. I'm going to let it sit for half an hour. I am then going to do 2 inversions and let it sit for another half an hour. And then once that half hour is done, I'm not going to do a stop bath. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this up here pretty good. Make sure it's nice and even. So I'm not going to use a stop bath for this. I'm going to pour the developer out and then put my fixer right in after it. One thing about stand developing works is Rodinal is a very non-active developer. So what it does is it will develop the highlights first, and then we'll move on to the shadows before the developer is exhausted. So the negative that comes out of here is probably going to be maybe a little denser than normal, and it's probably going to be less contrasty than most, but that's fine. That can all be fixed either when I'm printing it on paper or if I scan it into the computer. I'll probably scan these in so you can see how they turn out. Alright, so here we go. Before you ask, I actually have my real roll of film already loaded in this tank. That's another roll of film over there that I shot today. Alright, so the Rodinal's in. 1, 2 inversions, bang it a little bit, and there it sits for half an hour. And it's 6:58 right now, so I will be back in half an hour. Alright, so it's been a half an hour, and I'm going to do 2 gentle inversions of the tank. And there it sits for another half an hour. Okay, so my 1 hour is done, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour out this developer. Make sure it's all out of there. And I'm going to pour my fixer in. Now some people will use a stop bath, some people will use a water stop bath. I don't use anything. I'm not too worried about my fixer getting contaminated here. So I'm just going to do a normal fixer routine. I'm going to agitate for the first 30 seconds, and then every minute I'm going to agitate for another 10 seconds for a total of 5 minutes. And then after that, we will empty the fixer back into the bottle, and we'll start our wash. Now while I'm doing this, so I did 2 initial agitations I did 2 more at the halfway point. Some people will agitate for the first minute. Some people agitate for the first half minute. Some people don't agitate at all. So, you know, different people, different strokes for different folks, I guess. This is what's worked for me for a long time, and it's always given me results that I can use and I can print, I can scan. Actually, they probably scan better than they print. So that's going to sit there for 5 minutes. I'll continue that, and then we'll get to the wash. All right, 5 minutes is up. I'm going to pour my fixer out into the bottle here. Once again, I'm just going to use regular tap water. So now, I thought I had an award-winning shot on this roll of film. I'd be, you know, measuring the temperature of all the water. Maybe using distilled water. Some people do that. I've never noticed a big difference between using distilled water. Actually, I've never noticed any difference. Alright, so I'm done washing, and let's see if we got something. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see that. Let me move a little closer. I don't know what the hell happened there, but we'll deal with it later. So, as you can see, even with that sloppy method of stand developing, the negatives came out pretty good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to let these things dry. I'm going to cut them, scan them, and show you the results.